Very much, Ceann Caller and Taoiseach. What I'm going to raise, I know, is a matter of great concern to you, to your Ministers for Health, and also all of your government. Currently, St John of God's in Kerry supports adults and children with an intellectual disability. The breakdown is as follows in Kerry. Adults with intellectual disability, 230 adults attend residential and daycare services provisions throughout the county of Kerry. They attend 16 day services with facilities in their own communities in towns such as Castleisland, Killarglan, Kinmare, Dingle, Listowel and Tralee. People also travel in to attend a day service on the grounds of St Mary of the Angels. There is also 9 group homes facilities across Tralee and Killarglan. A further 10 apartments where people are supported to live in Tralee. 58 residents live in St Mary of the Angels facility in Beaufort, County Kerry, which is an excellent facility. Respite services for intellectual disability. 5 adults attend a respite service in Listowel, 50 children attend respite in Listowel and Beaufort, and there is 1 after-school service in Cahersiveen. Staff. In excess of 400 hard-working staff work in various facilities across County Kerry, supporting the men, women and children and their families. My question is, Taoiseach, this is a public service and it is incumbent on the government to maintain this service. Given that St John of God's community services have served notice to transfer, what guarantee can be given to the service users, their families and staff within those services that their services will be maintained in their current facilities and that staff employment will be secure into the future? This is so important, Taoiseach, because these are our most vulnerable in society. These are the people that we cherish and that we want to be minded and cared for. Since this announcement was made by St John of God's, and nobody can come along and say that they were surprised, and I did hear ministers in this government saying that they were shocked. I'd love to know what shocked them, because we all knew that there was a dispute going on over budgeting. We all knew that there was negotiations going on, and we all knew that that had broken down. So I can't understand how any government minister would be surprised at the announcement by St John of God's. I don't want to get into an argument over St John of God's or over the HSE funding. I don't want to blame government. I don't want anything like that. What I want to hear is I want to hear a caring Taoiseach and a caring government coming out and saying that you're concerned over this announcement, that your priority, our priority, every one of us inside in this house, is the service users, their moms, their dads, their siblings, their grandparents. They're our priority. The budget will have to be sorted, of course, but our main aim is to protect those vulnerable people, whether it's physical or intellectual issues and disabilities they have. They are our priority.
Taoiseach.
Just want to thank the Deputy for raising the really important issue of St John of God Community Services, and thank you for contacting me directly about it during the week, as indeed did other deputies. I think everyone's aware here that there is a dispute between the HSE on one side and the board of St John of God's on the other. And both sides are putting the best foot forward and both sides are negotiating hard so that we can come to a resolution. But what happens in that scenario is the service users and their families get caught in the middle. And it has caused a huge amount of anxiety and worry, unnecessary anxiety and worry for service users and for families that really should have been avoided, and I regret that it was not avoided. I can give the assurance to service users and their families that whatever happens, the services will be protected, even if that means the HSE having to take them over. But we would prefer that that not be the case and that we are able to come to an agreement with St John of God's. The Chief Executive of the Health Service Executive, Bernard Gloucester, met with the board of St John of God's just on Sunday, and having listened to what they had to say, he wrote to them on Monday, just yesterday, setting out the current HSE funding that's available to them and also how any deficit, how any gap can be closed. And he's asking them on foot of that to withdraw their notice to quit the service, and he's awaiting response from them. But like I say, I very much echo your comments here. This shouldn't be about the HSE or the board or the government or politics. This should be about the service users and their families who are now being subjected to unnecessary worry and unnecessary anxiety. I'm sure this can be resolved quite quickly between the HSE and the Board of John of God's. But in a worst case scenario, and I hope that doesn't arise, the HSE can take over the services, and we can say to them that no matter what happens, those services will continue.
Did the financial situation, and having got people who would be far better at finances than I would be to look at it, this is a no-brainer, in that if we have to go providing that service ourselves through the HSE, it will inevitably cost the state a lot more than it would actually cost to come to an agreement with St. John of God's. I'm not standing up here today advocating for St. John of God's. I'm advocating for the service users. But I truthfully do believe, it's my personal opinion, that the right thing to do is to knock the heads together of the HSE, of government, of the purse strings, to ensure that St. John of God's, they're poised to be the best people to give the service, because they're giving it as it is, and to allow for continuity of service and care. I think that the right thing to do would be to negotiate. Yes, of course, negotiate as hard as we can. We're trying to protect the state's money, but money shouldn't be the priority. It's the service users should be the priority. So I just plead with you. I'm very grateful for your response, but I'd plead with you to ensure that the heads will knock together to give a peace of mind to everybody involved.
Thank you, Deputy. Thank you very much, Deputy. And you can be sure that I, as Taoiseach, Minister Donnelly and Minister Rabbitte, are working hard to make sure that this matter is resolved as soon as is possible. As I mentioned earlier, the CEO of the HSE met with the board on Sunday. A proposal has been made to St. John of God's that includes additional funding and a pathway to deal with legacy deficits that have been incurred by the organisation. The HSE and St. John of God's continue to work towards a positive resolution. The significant support on offer provides a pathway to financial stability and removes the need for the board to contemplate actions that could cause unnecessary distress for service users and their families. The HSE indicates that financial projections indicate that the St. John of God Community Services will achieve a break-even position this year, as it has done every year since 2019, and we're therefore hopeful that a positive outcome can be achieved in the very near future.
Thank you very much. That concludes Leader's questions for today.